Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from Brucemore, which even in our pandemic summer is finding a way to bring back the Cabaret and the Courtyard series. Say hi to Tara Richards from the Brucemore staff and the resident guest artist, Gerard Estella. Thanks for being with me today, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis.
Before we start specifically talking about the programming, Tara, the grounds and Brucemore are open now for the first time in several months. Tell me just a little bit about how you made the decision to open and how it's going.
Yeah, we grounds are open 7 days a week. The hours are on our website, and we felt like people were looking for a place that they could get out of their house and sort of unwind and relax. And what better place than to do that on the grounds of Brucemore?
And what went into the decision to, obviously Cabaret in the Courtyard has been, one of the premier events at Brucemore for so many years. What went into the decision to try and make this happen even under our current conditions?
Yeah, so we're not exactly having Cabaret this year. It'll be a little bit different than what people have experienced in the past, but it'll have many of the features that people sort of know and love in coming to an event in the Courtyard at Brucemore. And, I've been talking to Gerard regularly for the past couple of months, as we typically do, and just really trying to figure out ways that we could continue to share the site and create an opportunity for musicians and artists to create right now, because it's so tough to find venues and places that are safe. And so the Courtyard is sort of the perfect location where we can sort of control access and set it up. So we think we can have a safe as safe as a night that we can right now.
Gerard, tell me how you designed the program knowing that it was going to be so different.
Well, I think two things that we did was we actually looked at, instead of making it smaller in terms of number of people, we wanted to really serve the mission as Tara was talking about. So we actually engaged as many people as we could that would also be able to be routed on and off the stage safely. So one of the big changes is obviously there's a separation between the artists, the performers, and the audience, but there's also a separation between each artist and themselves. So it's basically almost like a Rubik's Cube of logistics. This person can walk in through this door where they go in that direction while somebody leaves the stage going in the other direction, all of those things. But the good thing for me was that as the rehearsals are beginning to show, everybody really is just getting joy back in actually doing something that's artistic. So all of the staging, we've asked them to be very, we're extremely focused on mitigation, and actually one of our team members, that's what they're there for, to make sure that we're following all guidelines as best we can and that we're not doing anything improper or unsafe. Certainly the health of not only our patrons, but our staff and the artists is the most important.
You're doing shows across 4 weeks, but it's going to be two kind of rotating shows,
has been
right?
the big deal. So there's the first show, which is Unforgettably Unplugged, works for 4 nights. And then the second show, which is Hair plus Product, Unspoken equals Volume. But that one runs the next weekend. And then we go back to the Unforgettably Unplugged, and we end with another week of Hair plus Product.
Who's in each cast?
Right now, which has been a great thing of logistics, but the cast for Unforgettably Unplugged vocally would be Alicia Monet, Tim Riven, Jackson Bartlemay, Joe Wietrick, and hold on, I just spaced somebody. This is really bad when I do that. Oh, Lincoln Ginsberg is there. Greg Kansas drummer, me as a dork in the corner. And I am missing somebody. Who am I missing? 1, 2, no, 5 vocalists. Got it. I think that's it. Am I missing somebody?
Did you mention Lacey?
No, I didn't mention Lacey DeSouza, and she'll hurt me for that since we're in a band together. But Lacey's in that. And then I believe for the following show, Hair Plus Product, Lacey's joining us again on that one. as is Stacia Fredericks and Jared Rogers, Anna Wild, and Scott Dix. And we might have a couple of other guests show up on that show too.
Tell me a little bit about the theme of each show.
The first show, it's sort of the Unforgettably Unplugged show is really songs that are unforgettable and mean a lot to the artists. So this a little bit differently, we're crafting the shows with a lot of creative input from the artists. So they're choosing songs that they want to do, things that really mean something to them. But we wanted to actually do them, we're all reinventing them in almost like in a coffee house way, not mellow, not slow, but just more chill and not really in your face, huge type of things. Very much focused on the vocal and the lyric. And then the second show is really about the 70s and 80s. So henceforth, Hair Plus Product. Both shows really are, and we deliberately did this, music that means a lot to the artist, but are also pieces that are known mostly by an audience. So the end goal for both of the shows from the artistic side was just to provide the audience an opportunity to just have a night out safely, as safe as we can in these days, and enjoy music and not necessarily be like, I don't know any of the songs but one. It's a different idea. We're not doing any originals, they're all covers. And they're really, I mean, most people will know, I'd say at least.
Tara, tell me about what you have done in terms of mitigation. I know that you're going to greatly restrict the number of attendees to keep the space safe. What else are you doing?
Yeah, so we built a 2-scale model of the courtyard with the help of Gerard's team at GMX East. So that way we could measure out and determine how much distance we needed to do our seating and to keep the performers separate of the audience. So the tables will be seated with 6 feet between each table. We're limiting the tables to individual parties. So when you buy a ticket or you buy a table, you'll only be seated with the people that you attend with. So that way you can sort of choose who you want to participate with. We're also putting 12 feet between the stage and the audience. So that way there's extra mitigation in that way. And we typically can seat up to 300 people in this space in a typical cabaret year. This year, we're only able to do about 20 tables of up to 4 people a night. So 80 people per night.
And so 2 different shows rotating across a 4-week span. How many, is it a Thursday through Sunday run? What's the show schedule each week?
Yep, it'll open on Thursday next week. So it'll run Thursday through Sunday for 4 weeks.
All right, Gerard, I know that picking a favorite song is like picking a favorite child, but as you're looking at all of these arrangements and the way things are shaping up, without spoiling things too much, is there a particular arrangement or moment during one of the shows that you think is really, really standing out for you right now?
They're going to hate me for saying it because it's one of the most challenging things. But when you have such great people, and I think you've heard of almost everybody who's performing, an a cappella version of Queen is difficult to begin with. It's really, really cool when you have these folks. Not to mention when you have a professional opera singer doing Boston, it's a little different in such a way like, wow, somebody can actually hit the Brad Delp things. That was the entire point of how we're programming it. It's cross all styles of music. And the artists are challenging each other to, I normally would be thought of as this singer, so I'm going to do a song that's not that. Normally it's this style, I'm going to do it in a different way. So yeah, there are a couple of favorites, but the reality is that all of it is, for me especially, because I've played a lot of these songs before. It's just how unique these folks are doing it. That's what I think is the fun of it. But yeah.
Well, it's just such a joy to be able to bring some live music back to the community as a performing artist. I know that you and the entire artistic community has just been so anxious to get back to doing something, and the trick is figuring out ways to do it safely. So kudos to you and Tara, to everybody at Brucemore for figuring out a way to get this off the ground. So things open up on, let me see, so that'd be August 13th and run through the 6th of September. Am I doing that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And then if people want tickets, they can visit the Brucemore website, which is
Brucemore.org. You can also call us at 319-362-7375.
All right. Well, good luck with the events. We'll hope for good weather for each of the nights, and I hope you get. I always say, I hope you get a big crowd. Well, just hope to get a capacity crowd, a safe capacity crowd. So, sounds like a lot of fun. Thanks so much, both of you, for being with me today.
So much.
Thanks,
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio weekdays at 10:20, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or using your favorite podcast app. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.